What if I told you that the greatest financial opportunity of your lifetime isn't on the horizon, it's already knocking on your door? And it's knocking so loud the neighbors are complaining. Most experts don't hear it. They're still looking for the future in the stock pages of the newspaper, wondering why everything is moving exponentially fast, thinking, oh look, the Dow is up a quarter point, how fascinating. These are the same geniuses who told us a few years ago, don't worry, inflation is just transitory. Right. About as transitory as the temporary suspension of the gold standard back in 1971. These are the same people whose financial tips have you working harder each year just to tread water. But here's the unvarnished truth. They aren't just a little bit wrong. They are spectacularly, fundamentally wrong. Bitcoin's rise to $1 million, folks. This isn't going to be a leisurely marathon with water stations. This is going to be a sprint. An explosive, unstoppable surge that will catch 99% of people completely off guard. But not you, because you're here. Welcome to Bitcoin Island. We've got coconuts, Wi-Fi, and no annoying financial advisors. Today I'm going to show you the 3 invisible drivers that are more powerful than any market analyst or any government. 3 forces that are making Bitcoin the most undervalued opportunity in human history right now. So buckle up. This isn't more financial jargon. This is your front row ticket to the future. Okay, let's start with the magic word everyone thinks they know. Scarcity. You hear it everywhere. Gold is scarce, downtown real estate is scarce, luxury watches are scarce. It all sounds logical. The problem is it's a lie. A comfortable, cozy lie. Take diamonds, for years the symbol of saying I love you while your bank account hates you. What happened? Some brainiac in a lab coat figured out how to grow them. Poof! Your Forever Stone is suddenly as exclusive as an IKEA bookshelf. So much for eternal scarcity. Or real estate. Sure, the location is limited, but the more expensive it gets, the more cranes you see on the horizon. They build higher, they build further out, they build more creatively. The supply always adapts. And gold, my favorite. Yes, it's hard to find. But if the price of gold hits $10,000 an ounce, what do you think happens? We don't just dig deeper. We deploy robots to turn the ocean floor inside out. We send probes to asteroids. We will turn over every damn rock on this planet and beyond to find more of that shiny stuff. The effort to find gold increases with the price. Therefore, its supply isn't fixed, it's elastic. And now, here comes Bitcoin. And this is where most people's brains short-circuit. With Bitcoin, there's no deeper mine. There's no asteroid we can tap. It doesn't matter if one Bitcoin costs $1 million or $100 million. It doesn't matter if the entire world focuses all its energy on mining more. We will never get more than 21 million. Period. Think about that. Of those 21 million, maybe 4 million are gone forever, lost on old hard drives vegetating in a landfill somewhere. So that leaves maybe 17 million coins for 8 billion people, and soon a few billion AI bots who will all want a piece of the pie. This isn't relative scarcity, it's absolute mathematical unchangeable scarcity. There is nothing else like it in human history. And the world is just starting to wake up to that fact. Which brings me directly to my next point. I see this in the comments all the time, usually from your uncle who still prints out his emails saying things like, but there's nothing backing Bitcoin, it's not real value. Really, Uncle Barry? And what's behind the dollar? The solemn promise of a man in a suit? Your entire wealth depends on a politician waking up on the right side of the bed or what some foreign leader decides to do over breakfast. That's your real value, a whim. Bitcoin isn't just backed by being an unconfiscatable digital asset, which already makes it better than almost anything people have owned and lost throughout history. It is, above all, a global, unstoppable network secured by the largest computational power humanity has ever witnessed. All the supercomputers in the world combined are a pocket calculator in comparison. And then there's the classic question, but what if the power goes out? Folks, seriously, if the power goes out worldwide, your biggest problem isn't your Bitcoin price. Your biggest problem is fending off the zombie trying to steal your last can of ravioli. Priorities. But beyond that, I can put a solar panel on my roof, connect to the satellite network via Starlink, and boom, I'm back online and my Bitcoin is perfectly safe. The network keeps running. There will always be someone, somewhere, running a node. All these objections are just one thing, a deep-seated fear of the future. Look at the kids. They live digitally. They spend real money on digital swords and skins in video games. For them, it's completely normal for a valuable asset to be made of pure code. They don't need to touch it, they just need to own it. And now for the kicker, artificial intelligence. We are on the verge of the greatest transformation in human history. AI is taking over everything. Now, ask yourself one crucial question. Do you honestly believe that a superintelligence processing billions of data points per second will store the value it creates in a currency that a few old men in a conference room can print at will? No. An AI will choose the most efficient, most secure, and, above all, the most mathematically reliable system in existence. A system based not on the promise of a politician, but on the incorruptible laws of mathematics. Bitcoin isn't just digital money. Bitcoin is the first and only store of value built natively for our AI-powered digital future. Everything else, gold, real estate, stocks, are relics of an analog past we're trying to shoehorn into the digital age. Bitcoin was born here. This is its world. We're just the guests. And that leads us to the grand finale. The system we live in is broken. Not just a little shaky. It is fundamentally destroyed. One analyst said of the fiat money system, nothing stops this train. And I'm telling you, that train isn't going on vacation. It's heading for a cliff at full speed. Every time there's a problem, a pandemic, a banking crisis, a bad weather report, what's the only answer they know? Print money. They flood the system with new currency, devaluing your savings, stealing your time and your energy. Your savings account is a bucket you fill with your sweat. And the people at the top are drilling holes in the bottom, faster and faster. And the joke is, even with prices soaring, they're already talking about cutting interest rates again. That's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Every single government currency in history has gone to zero. Every single one. And we think we're the exception? This process will accelerate exponentially. We will live to see a major currency like the dollar or the euro collapse. Not maybe. It will happen. People feel they are being cheated. They see the system is rigged against them. And so they are looking for something that no one can take away from them. No government, no central bank, no bureaucrat. Something that neither a president can freeze by decree nor a foreign power can confiscate. And what happens when that trust finally breaks for good? People will flee. They will look for a life raft, a digital, global, uncensorable, and absolutely scarce life raft. They will look for Bitcoin. These three drivers, absolute scarcity, unstoppable digitalization, and the programmed end of the fiat system, aren't creating a gentle updraft. They are creating a tsunami, a massive wave of capital looking for a new safe harbor. And there are only 21 million coins to catch that wave. Do the math yourself. The $1 million Bitcoin isn't a question of if, it's a question of when. And when is a lot closer than you think. If you understand this, you're not just one step ahead of most people. You're playing on a different field. You realize this isn't about getting rich quick. This is about rescuing your wealth, your time, and your freedom from a burning house. It's about building your own financial island while the floodwaters rise around you. This is your path to sovereignty. Don't let the short-term volatility drive you crazy. Don't get distracted by the news. Focus on these three fundamental drivers. They are the only signal in all the noise. You have the chance to be early. Not too early, but long before the masses come stampeding in, desperately trying to get aboard. Seize it! If this opened your eyes, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to keep building your island. It's the easiest way to make sure you don't miss our next survival strategy. And trust me, you're going to need it. Because getting to $1 million is one thing. Actually keeping your Bitcoin on the way there is something else entirely. In the next video, I'll show you the shocking psychological traps that cause most people to sell or lose their Bitcoin far too soon, and how to make sure you're not one of them. Until then, stay sovereign.